The notion of a Satanic New World Order is a conspiracy theory that has been circulating for decades, with proponents claiming that a group of powerful individuals and organizations are secretly working to create a one-world government that would control every aspect of people's lives. One of the ways this alleged New World Order is said to be achieving its goals is by using propaganda about global warming to oppress and manipulate the population. According to this theory, the idea of human-caused global warming is a hoax perpetuated by the Satanic New World Order to justify the implementation of policies that would restrict individual freedoms and consolidate power in the hands of a few elite individuals. Proponents of this theory argue that the evidence for global warming is fabricated or exaggerated, and that the real purpose of the climate change agenda is to create a sense of urgency and fear that would allow the New World Order to impose its will on the population. One of the ways this is supposedly being done is through the promotion of sustainability and renewable energy. While these may seem like noble goals, proponents of the Satanic New World Order theory argue that they are actually a Trojan horse for the implementation of draconian measures that would restrict individual freedom and choice. For example, the push for electric vehicles and renewable energy could be seen as a way to control people's mobility and access to resources, making them more dependent on the state and less able to resist its authority. Another way the Satanic New World Order is allegedly using global warming propaganda to oppress us is by promoting a culture of fear and guilt. By constantly bombarding people with messages about the urgency of the climate crisis and the need for immediate action, the New World Order is said to be creating a sense of anxiety and shame that would make people more susceptible to its control. This could be seen in the way that climate change is often framed as a moral issue, with those who question the dominant narrative being labeled as deniers or climate skeptics and shamed for their supposed lack of concern for the planet. Furthermore, the Satanic New World Order theory suggests that the climate change agenda is being used to justify the implementation of a range of policies that would erode individual rights and freedoms. For example, the push for a global carbon tax could be seen as a way to create a new source of revenue for the New World Order, which could then be used to fund its various initiatives and programs. Similarly, the promotion of smart cities and sustainable development could be seen as a way to create a surveillance state where every aspect of people's lives is monitored and controlled by the authorities. In addition, proponents of the Satanic New World Order theory argue that the climate change agenda is being used to promote a form of global governance that would undermine national sovereignty and democracy. The idea of a global response to a global problem is seen as a way to create a sense of shared purpose and collective identity, which could then be used to justify the creation of a one-world government. This could be seen in the way that international agreements such as the Paris Agreement are being promoted as a way to address the global challenge of climate change without regard for the potential consequences for individual nations and their citizens. In conclusion, the idea that the Satanic New World Order is using global warming propaganda to oppress us is a complex and multifaceted theory that draws on a range of conspiracy narratives and ideologies. While it may seem far-fetched or even paranoid to some, it is clear that many people are deeply concerned about the potential consequences of the climate change agenda and the role that it may be playing in the creation of a more controlled and authoritarian society. As such, it is essential to approach this topic with a critical and nuanced perspective, recognizing both the potential benefits of addressing climate change and the potential risks of allowing the state to accumulate too much power and control over our lives.